if you have this champion, you're probably as attached to him as Golem is to the ring, okay? And for good reasons. If you don't have him and you're up against him, you're probably gonna cry. But there are ways to counter him, and these are the ways you can do it. Alright, who am I talking about? I'm talking about Leo, okay? This guy is nasty. Alright, this guy is super freaking nasty. I have him, as you can see, and holy shit. Fuck yeah, dude. He's really cool. But if you have him, and if you don't have him, I'll show you ways you can play with him and against him. So let's go through his kit. The one thing that's really important here is actually his A3. But let's go through the kit. Okay? New York Slice. Dude, love the name. Attacks one enemy 2 times. When counterattacking, we'll repeat this attack against a random enemy. We'll ignore 3% of the target's defense for each buff on this champion, stacks up to 15%. Then we have Shelia. Places 60% increased def buff. Wait, that's not right. Holy shit. Places 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns and a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Also plays an unkillable buff and a counterattack buff on this champion for 2 turns. This one is really juicy, and this is one of the reasons why, if you've been up against Leo and you're like, it's just him left, I'll easily kill this, and he just jumps up and slices the whole team. Yeah, this is why. This is one of the reasons why, and this is the reason why. Turtles together attacks all enemies. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 5% for each buff on all allies and enemies. Removes all buffs from all enemies if this attack kills an enemy. This effect cannot be resisted. Dude, holy shit. Okay, just okay. Let's go through the TMT Unity as well, because it's very important when it comes to this A3. One turtle ally will ignore 15% of each target's defense per each Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael in the team. Does not count this champion. 2. If you have 2 turtles, increases damage dealt by this skill in proportion to this champion's missing HP. 3 turtles. Activates this skill, and this is what's lethal, okay? Activate this skill whenever an ally's HP drops below 50% and that ally is still alive. Occurs once per skill. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. This skill will not activate on duplicated copies of this champion if this particular champion is dead. And then we have the passive. Places a stone skin buff on this champion for 1 turn each time enemy hits to drop their Wait. Sorry, let's do that again. Plays a 1... What? Take 3. Places a stone skin buff on this champion for 1 turn each time enemy hits drop their HP below 50%. Occurs once per skill. Whenever Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raphael attacks, this champion will join in the attack. So, one thing to point out here. If they die... So let's say they have 55% health, okay? And they die, it won't trigger. They need to survive and drop below 50% in order for this to trigger. So, if you're up against them, if you're doing a fat AoE, alright? Make sure you fucking kill him. Because if you don't, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. And with that, let's get into Arena, alright? We're gonna take this live. Now, I want to point something out. The reason why I'm in Gold 5 is simply the fact that the turtles. Let's just be honest, okay? Also gonna show you a clip of where we are against. Well, basically what we can do. This might take a couple times, but I'm gonna highlight some of the rounds where like the whole turtle team just freaking collapse. And then I'm gonna show you, if you're up against Leo, how you deal with it. So let's get to it. So here we go. I'm just gonna run this auto. Okay. So what I'm looking for here is every time they hit a turtle that so they drop below 50% health, he's just gonna slice the whole thing. And this is basically how my classic arena is just running right now. I'm just like, auto, cool. All right, if you hit me hard, then too bad for you. And also, the more buffs they have, the more damage I'm going to deal. So let's see if I can find like a scary team. I'm not sure. I mean, it's not impossible for us to kill this team, okay? With Leo, anything's possible. But let's see. Also, one thing here, the order you place them is quite important. And this is the order. The reason why this is, I believe it's the way they take turns attacking, I believe. But don't quote me on that. But this is at least the order in order for optimal turtle team. Alright. Are we gonna kill this? I'm not sure. If they bring me... Oh, they have stone skin. Alright. Yeah. I mean, they sliced that guy up. Cool. Dude, this sucks. This sucks. As soon as their stone skin drops, however, they're screwed. And I really don't want them to remove my buffs. And if they don't, I believe we can clap the ass cheeks of these guys. Also, I don't want them to bring my turtles down to 50% health. I want their stone skin removed before that happens, because that increases my chances of doing the A3, the auto A3 with Leo. Okay. Again, this is all running out auto. I'm not gonna do stuff. Okay. So their stone skin has dropped. Sure. Drop me below 50%. Oh, there you go. Boom. He just did his A3 there. And yeah, cool. I mean, and just looking at the power, my power is 297k, and he says like 600. I did it auto, okay? I didn't do anything manual. And Leo, you can see it here, but Leo hit for 330,000. Damn. One thing, I'll also mention a couple things that's a little bit annoying when you are playing Leo, which helps you to counter Leo, okay? Let's take this team, for example. Loki, I usually ban in live arena if I have Leo. The reason why is because he locks out his passive, so I can't auto do this thing. I can't just clap the ass cheeks. I'm not sure if passive skill, but block buffs and passive skill kind of screws it up a little bit for Leo here. Let's run this team here. I really want to be up against a Leo myself. Also, one thing that I want to point out, maybe this is the reason why we have it in this way, but as you can see, the turtles are taking auto turns all the time. And every time Raphael throws his A1, it does block revive. And that is huge. Alright, we're gonna do this one manual. I freaking hate yeah, Armands. I hate him with a passion. Okay, there we one thing that just happened here that's very important. Okay, I'm just gonna I'll talk after it's my turn, okay? Leo, it should be my turn any second now. There we go, cool. So what happened here is Raph died. I believe he had less than 50% health, but the thing is, I mean, he was slapped, so he wouldn't do his passive thing here. So, I mean, seizing Leo is also another way of dealing with him. I'm not sure. So there's two ways of doing this right now. I can make myself immortal for 2 turns, or if I'm confident, my A3 can clap these guys. I don't think it will, but let's try it. And the less health he has, the more damage he's gonna do, and the more buffs they have, the more damage I'm gonna do. I'm pretty sure. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 5% for each buff on allies, and enemies. Okay. I believe the smart way would be to do Shell here, but fuck it. Okay. I really don't want... Oh, never mind. There we go. All right. Let's just see if we can clear all of this. Nishak is also super annoying, and also Wukong is also counter. The reason why is because if you're doing heavy damage, I am relying a little bit. There we go with the block buffs. I'm relying a little bit on him being immortal. But if you sometimes he steals my buffs, and that makes Leo very very vulnerable. And another counter is I'll bring up a little bit what annoys me about playing with the team. I mean the Teenage Mutant team is really really nice, but any CC on Leo. So for example, Mithrala here, if she petrifies me, that's super annoying. The block passive skill here, super annoying as well. It kind of handicaps. Oh dude, I really want to pause there, but it really handicaps Leo quite a bit. And then what do we go for here? We're gonna go for Arbiter. I don't think she's gonna. Yeah, she died. Okay, cool. And yeah, this is just GG. Boom. Let's see. Looks like an easy team. Let's do it. I'm gonna run auto here as well. The counterattack is just a little bit annoying, I guess, but it also is helpful because every time I do damage, I can just ensure that they'll drop me below 50%, and every time you do again, we're gonna do a heavy attack. Now, one thing you want to do if you are up against Leo is you want to focus him first, and you want to be very careful with AoE damage. There we go. So, right there, hold on, I'll pause there. They just got really clapped by Thor, okay? Hence why he didn't do his A3 there. Also believe that Fear... Let's have a look here. I believe the Fear screws me up. That's my... at least that is my experience here. Okay. So there are two versions of this debuff, Fear and True Fear. When a champion with Fear debuff attempts to use a skill, there's a 50% chance that the skill will not activate. Yeah. When a champion with True Fear debuff attempts to use a skill, there's a 50% chance the skill will not activate, and the champion will lose their turn. Yeah. So again, this is also something that's super annoying. Now, from experience, okay, will my A3 kill these guys? I don't have many buffs. I have one buff. They, however, have a couple buffs. And I believe Raph is about 50%. But he has a decreased defense on him. So there's a high chance he's just gonna get clapped. Now, first thing here, with the Fear is super annoying. The fun thing is just doing A3 right now. But let's play a little bit more defensive, okay? Oh my god, the True Fear. I just accidentally auto-attacked. Alright, whatever. Who do we want to drop? Well, we kind of want to... We're just going to do this. My Stone Skin hasn't procced yet, which is really nice. And that's the A3. There we go. Oh, yeah. So, see there? He had above 50%, but because Thor clapped all his damage down to 0, Stone Skin don't trigger. Sorry, the... never mind what I said. Oh, man, this is a good lineup. If he goes first here, he can clap really hard here. Which, yeah, of course he does. Yeah. Oh, my God. That's some dangerous... Oh, my God! Yeah, holy shit. Okay. Let's see in 7 seconds if we can get a Leo match. Alright, we have a Leo match here. Well, full TMT versus TMNT. So, let's go. Gonna put this on manual. So, hopefully we don't die before this. Ideally, what we want to do is... Okay. Ideally, what we want to do is... I was gonna say focus down Leo first, but the whole back and forth with the Ninja Turtles just went crazy. Okay, so let's see. God damn, this all depends on who goes first. Okay, cool. So as far as the Leo thing versus when you're Leo versus Leo, The first or the last person to do Shalia is usually the winner. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna put Shalia. Actually, no, we're gonna go with just a basic attack, because I was gonna say we don't wanna. Oh, damn, it's the RNG, bro. Okay, it's GG. That's the thing with the turtles, man. It's completely RNG based. Well, yeah, to some degree. It's also why it works to some degree autoing it. So basically, all I'm trying to say is, if you're going against Leo, focus him down. CC him, focus him down. Do as much as you can to just kill him off. The more turtles he has, the more dangerous he is. Less turtles, him alone is... He can still hit really hard. But the whole auto A3 and spamming that, it's not going to happen if he doesn't have any other turtles. That being said, yeah, if you're against him, focus him first, CC him, try to kill him off. If you have him, then you want to bring full turtle teams so you can get those A3 triggers over and over and over again. So you can just clap in both Classic and the Live Arena, and even Tag Team. Alright guys, that's been everything for me, and I'll see you guys next time.